All right, 3:30 it is. We're going to go ahead and start on time. Good afternoon. Welcome to the virtual graduation for the spring 2021 I-Corps program. My name is Michael Chambers, and I'm the Associate Vice President for Research at the University of South Alabama. And I have the honor of serving as Executive Director of the I-Corps program and working with an amazing number of people on the teaching team. So we have 10 teams graduating today. We will play each team's 2-minute video about their I-Corps journey. Then each team will then share its screen and take about 4 minutes to present their PowerPoint. So I've asked each team's coach to take a few minutes to say a few words about their team and their progress after your 4-minute presentation. So we normally do these pitches at a separate class, but we had, as the students know, had to pivot a little bit ourselves as a program to accommodate some pandemic related things, but we did that. And so today's program is going to be fast paced and we hope you enjoy it. For those of you listening to the program that on the live stream and maybe don't know anything about I-Corps, let me take a second to tell you a little bit about it. I-Corps is offered for 3 credit hours here at South, and we also offer a non-credit option. And we also have students not only from USA, but from Bishop State, Spring Hill College, and the University of Mobile. They can all participate. And we're delighted to have another team this year from the Universidad de San Francisco de Quito in Ecuador. And in addition to credit, student teams can receive up to $2,500 for travel, materials, and supplies to build prototypes, for example. Now, obviously, you guys weren't doing a lot of traveling this semester, and we're sorry about that. But I-Corps, as you know, is a program of the National Science Foundation, which gives away about $7 billion every year throughout the United States. Faculty and teams who participate in I-Corps programs receive an Innovation Scholar Certificate and may actually qualify for a national I-Corps program, which is a $50,000 grant. And so the data we have to date says that faculty, for example, who participate in I-Corps and learn the process, they are 3 times more likely to receive federal funding, future grant awards, than those who do not. And we think the reason for that is pretty simple. The program requires you to get out of the building, as the students well know, well, at least virtually out of the building during the pandemic, to interview folks and potential customers and partners to find out what they really want. And that's what NSF is looking for in this program, to make sure that research dollars go to development of products and commercialization of products that people really want. They want to make a difference in people's lives. So we have some short opening remarks from the leadership of the University of South Alabama, the University of San Francisco de Quito, which we have shortened typically for us to USFQ, and Spring Hill College. And so first, I'm delighted to turn this over to a colleague, our Vice President, Lynn Chronister, who leads the Office of Research and Economic Development, where I work here, and to say a few words. Vice President Chronister.
Thank you, Dr. Chambers. I really appreciate the opportunity, and good afternoon to all of you involved in the Spring 2021 I-Corps program, your cohort graduation. So I am really impressed and congratulate you on all of your accomplishments with completing the program. And I know it can be very involved and a lot of fun. We also appreciate the fact that this year we have 4 schools collaborating with the university on this program. So Spring Hill College, Dr. Puto, University of Mobile and Bishop State Community College, and the University San Francisco de Quito in Ecuador. And so we're really honored to have all of you with us. And I'm glad that Dr. Zambrano, the Dean of Research at USFQ, is with us today. So we should definitely follow up in another conversation. We're also grateful really for USFQ's participation in I-Corps, and it gives the students here at South and here in Mobile the opportunity to collaborate with other students both in the region and incredibly internationally. So this is a wonderful program. So the NSF National Science Foundation Innovation I-Corps program has been here for, well, 4 years now, since 2017. And so you all are part of an ongoing program that has been very successful, and we've seen a lot of benefit for the students. And you've learned a lot of new terms this year, like business model canvas and customer segment, value proposition, key activities, and key partnerships, to name a few. And so you can throw these terms around with your colleagues at any time before you graduate or after you graduate. And so the speakers always like to give advice, but you've already heard my advice earlier this year. So my son, Adam Chronister, is an entrepreneur, and you heard some advice from him that he said came from his mother. And actually, at various times, I did say those things. And so I'll repeat it and just leave it at that. So he said, my mother told me, don't be afraid to start. Don't be afraid to fail. Just always move forward. And I actually sort of did say those things. And so I'll just reiterate them since you heard them already. And so I really just wanted to congratulate you, and I'm really proud of you for completing the program. And I'd also like to thank all of the contributors, the universities, the Spring Hill College, Bishop State, University of Mobile, and others like the Innovation Portal, the SBDC, and other speakers who have just contributed. So thank you all for that, and we could not have done it without you. So congratulations to all of you.
Thank you so much. As you mentioned, it's been our pleasure to work with the team from USFQ, the University of San Francisco de Quito, this semester as well as last semester. And I wanted to just mention the names of the faculty members and the administrator who we dealt with for this semester. And that's namely Alex Rendon, and then two professors who are on the call with us today from the Polytechnic School, and that's Andrea Landazuri Flores and Lourdes Orejuela, who thankfully got their students and made the arrangements to get their students involved in this program. And we're very lucky today to have the Dean of Research from USFQ, Dr. Cesar Zambrano, to say a few words. Dr. Zambrano.
Good afternoon, Dr. Chambers. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Vice President Chronister, thank you very much. It's a pleasure meeting all of you. And thank you for inviting me to this very important occasion for us. For those of you who do not know about USFQ, we are in Quito, in Ecuador. We had elections yesterday, and then this is a new beginning, and it's a good opportunity for us. We're very happy about that. And I mentioned this because the economic situation in Ecuador always impacts our access to communities and access to funds, and our ability to function as a private institution. We're a liberal arts college, which is quite unusual in this country, and we are very proud of our heritage. We were founded 31 years ago, and I think that we have accomplished quite a bit in the last 3 decades. And at the moment, we have collaborations and agreements with over 200 institutions across the globe, most of them with Europe and the US. And through these collaborations, we try to teach our students exactly what we are dealing today here, meaning the ideas of entrepreneurship, which is a subject that we teach our students as a mandatory course through our general education program. And this is important because we want our students to graduate and help our communities and help the economy of the country, and to create an impact in the communities and the well-being of our cities and our peoples. And in order for an idea to become successful, you need good mentorship. And we believe that is quite important, and also the part of a follow-up. For that reason, I want to thank our faculty members, Dr. Landazuri and Dr. Lourdes Orejuela. I've been working with them for many years, and I want to thank their initiative to collaborate with all of you and to be able to show our students that international collaboration is possible, even given the limitations that we have to encounter nowadays with this pandemic. Through these small projects, we believe that we can contribute to the economic growth. We believe we can help our communities to overcome problems, especially in countries like Ecuador and in Latin American countries, where there are still a lot of problems that require a lot of solutions. We like to work with the communities. We have one of the largest community outreach programs in the country, and we believe that our future is through collaborations, through entrepreneurships, and through community outreach projects that we can, in the future, become leaders in what is called education and impact, economic impact, political impact, and sociological progress in Latin America and the world. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I know that, and I hope that we can continue to collaborate in the future. And for those of you who will start your own enterprises in the future, well, I wish you luck. I'm sure you'll be very successful. Thank you.
Dr. Zambrano, thank you so much for taking time to be with us today. And you should be very proud of your faculty and your students. They've been superb. And we will be dusting off our passports here shortly. We hope to see how quickly we can come visit you. And the invitation is certainly open to you to come here as well. So we really look forward to that. So, and I might mention your team is presenting second today, so they will be on shortly. I know you're very busy, but if you have time, you may want to stick around and see them present.
Absolutely. So, thank you.
The third person I asked to say a few words is from Spring Hill College, and she brought her entire class to the program. It was just absolutely fabulous. It was a real boost to the program this semester, not only because we benefited from the students, but we also benefited from the leadership of their instructor, Ms. Stacy Welburn. And so, Ms. Welburn, thank you so much, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Chambers. And I will be brief because most of the folks in this call have heard enough from me over the course of the semester. And we've had such wise words from our two esteemed speakers previously. I just wanted to say thank you to our students, particularly our Spring Hill students who had no idea what they were getting into this semester when they signed up for this class. Am I right? And I hope that you all take away from it, if nothing else, a perspective on the world that encourages you to seek problems and solutions so that you're not just looking for the problem, but you're looking for the solution. I don't know if any of you are going to continue on and become entrepreneurs. I sure hope you all do. But even if you don't, hopefully you take what you have learned through this process into your family businesses, into corporate organizations, into nonprofit organizations, wherever you land, and likely you'll land in many places over the course of your career. The lessons learned in this class and through this program will serve you in your community as well. So with that, thank you. I look forward to all of your presentations, and I will wrap because I know Michael Chambers, we are on an agenda, and I will get you back there.
No, thank you so much again. And I tell the students, just to echo what Ms. Welburn said, it matters not what you do in life. Whatever you do, there will be a customer segment, and that customer segment will be expecting a value proposition from you in whatever you do. So the principles are pretty broad and widespread. So Paul, if you would, I wanted to just kind of introduce the teaching team members here quickly. So one of the great things is we have, I know, 12 to 15 folks that rotate in and out that make this program possible, and they would tell you that they get paid an obscene amount of money, and it's obscene because it's non-existent. They do it for free. We have Harry Brislin, who's in charge of all real estate, MBA from South Alabama. Dr. Andrew Berg, PhD in the life sciences, who heads our tech transfer office. Myself, Dr. Deborah Chapman, who's associate professor of computing in our School of Computing. Dr. Todd Greer, who is the vice president provost of the University of Mobile. Dr. Ashley Lindsay, also a PhD in life sciences here at the University of South Alabama. Rhonda Lucas is an instructor in the School of Computing and has actually led a couple of teams in the past as their mentor. And she also is in the School of Computing. Dr. Don Mosley is the executive director of the Melton Center for Entrepreneurship here at the University of South Alabama. And could not be with us today, but is a critical part of the program. In the next slide, that cool looking guy in the top left-hand corner is Dr. Thomas Nelson. He's in charge of everything entrepreneurship here in the Mitchell College of Business at the University of South Alabama. Michelle Parvenrue could not be with us today. She's actually judging another pitch competition elsewhere, but she's from Mobile, spent a lot of time in the western part of the United States, namely Colorado, leading incubators, accelerators. And the good-looking guy, Dr. Chris Puto, he's President Emeritus of Spring Hill College and does just a fabulous job working with us here on the I-Corps program. And Dr. Misty Sobel, feels great to say doctor in front of your name, Misty, now, just recently received her PhD and working in the Mitchell College of Business at this time and a critical part of our program. Now, Mel Washington is the regional director of the Small Business Development Center. Mel's been a Mobile native, but worked on Wall Street for a number of great firms and decided to come back and give back, and how lucky we are that he made that choice. Ms. Stacy Welburn, I've already talked about her at Spring Hill College, who is the instructor of many of the Spring Hill students, and Jessica Wofford, who is a critical part of the innovation portal with Michelle Parvenrue now. And Jessica, we very much appreciate your support and being a part of the program. And my thanks to all of you. It would not be possible to do this program without you. So now we're going on to the team videos and presentations. And again, we will play the video for each team with the exception of Team 7. We had a little bit of an issue playing Team 7's video. So Team 7, you're gonna have to play your own video, but it'll be video first. Then the team will have 4 minutes to present. We'll be going in order, 1 through 10, with the exception of Team 10. The team from USFQ will go second. All right, and one of the magical things about this is having someone like Paul Patterson, the director of IT for our office. He's been indispensable and he's the one who makes it happen. So Paul, thank you. So now let's go to Team 1, Preparation Portal, the video.
Hey y'all, my name is Brianna Reed. I'm a senior here at Spring Hill College and I am majoring in marketing and management.
Hey y'all, my name is Camilla Shipp. I'm a junior here at Spring Hill College and I'm majoring in marketing and management.
Hi, I'm Kaylin Reddick. I'm a senior here at Spring Hill College. I'm majoring in international business.
And our team name is Preparation Portal.
So in terms of pivotal interviews, one of our most pivotal interviews was with Dr. Jackie Virgil. She really gave us a lot of information in terms of narrowing down our customer segment. So at first we had just said that we were going to deal with parents who had students with a learning disability. But after speaking to her, she made us realize that it was probably a better idea to like narrow down and zone in on one learning disability. So we decided to do dyslexia. And then that also brings us to one of the most interesting interviews. So Dr. Yates, she was a really interesting interview. She gave us a lot of insight on the fact that there isn't a really good standard screening in terms of dyslexic students and like figuring out whether or not they have dyslexia. So that was a really important thing that we learned from her. So she told us that it would probably be a good idea to implement that into our system. And she also gave us insight in terms of having the aids. So she basically confirmed the hypothesis of us needing aids to be able to help our students through the program.
One of the most surprising things that I learned through this program was that 15 to 20% of the population has dyslexia, and that Alabama only has 4 approved dyslexia programs in their public school systems. One of the most valuable things that I learned from this process was how much time and money it actually does take to start a business, because it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, and it took a lot more time, and we were going to need a lot more money than I originally thought.
One of the most important things I realized when coming into this is when you start a successful business, I really believe a good foundation, a clear vision, and having goals and a good team behind you is what I initially thought would help the business take off. And coming into this, it really tested our hypothesis and confirmed that it was true. The team I have is really great, and we've overcame many challenges when it came to starting up this business, and we've learned so much in how to help people. I really think that was one of the essential goals, is to be able to help our customers and be able to provide for them the best we could. And I really believe that so far we've really tested that this is actually what we need to do. And I think we have a really good plan for the future.
Okay, great job. Now let's see your presentation. And we have a counter, 4 minutes and going when you start, that you can look at.
Okay, so our team is Preparation Portal. It consists of myself, Brianna Reed, Camilla Shipp, and Kaylin Reddick.
Preparation Portal was founded in 2021. Preparation Portal is a learning platform and an aid program with testing for dyslexic children. Can y'all not hear me?
If you could speak up a little bit, it's very tiny.
The problem is the lack of adequate educational resources for dyslexic children. Students, parents, and educators all feel frustrated with many traditional programs. Some of the examples we have were Linda Shipp, she was a grandparent, Leslie Bryant, who was a student, and Miss Ann Walker, who was a specialist, all expressed those feelings. Our solution is Preparation Portal, an online learning platform that includes lesson plans. Lesson plans are available to students along with the aid program, and these lesson plans will be created with dyslexia specialists, and the aides will be trained on how to properly coach the students through the program.
So in terms of our market potential, we decided to put our TAM at 8,890,000. Our SAM is at 55,925, and our TM is 2,647. And each of these is just a percentage of elementary school students with dyslexia, starting from the country, then to Alabama, and then to Mobile. In terms of our competition, that consists of specialists, tutoring services, and other niche educational programs. So this is our business model canvas. In terms of our customer segment, we started off with parents with children who have dyslexia. Their value proposition is that this program is going to be easy to use, fun, and interactive. And then their key partners are schools and then the other ones that are in Black. Our other customer segment is educators. Their value proposition is a better quality educational platform for their students, and parents would be a very key partner for them. We decided to use just the parents for the first part of our financial projections, which you'll see later, but our revenue stream for them is a subscription model and also grants to help build it. And the cost structure consists of web developers, specialists, consulting fees, and advertising.
So for our growth strategy for phase 1, we are using a differentiation strategy to be valued over our competitors because we are providing necessary learning tools at a lower cost. For phase 2, we will have less cost if we expand it within the state of Alabama. And then going on from phase 3, once we get to a good place, we can set our focus on expanding outside of Alabama. And so for our founders, it's myself, Camilla, and Brianna Reed. And for our team members, it will consist of dyslexia specialists and aides, and board of directors / advisors will be mentors, which will include specialists. And for Why Us, our team has experience with the subject since our team member, Camilla Shipp, has dyslexia. And with her knowledge, she has helped broaden our understanding in order to help people with learning disabilities.
So in terms of our financial overview, at first, we are projecting that we will have a net loss of about $31,964 in the first year, but by the second year, we should have a net profit of about $27,172. If you guys have any questions, now would be a great time for y'all to ask.
Okay, thank you so much. And Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Dr. Mosley had a conflict, and Dr. Mosley was your coach during this process, and he regrets not being able to be here today, but I agreed to make a few comments on his behalf. And let me just tell you that it's serendipitous, because I think I shared with you guys before that I actually had amblyopia, and I guess still do as a kid, an eye disease. And then later in life, because of that issue, and Camilla, since you said you had dyslexia, actually that's what powered me, I think, many times to become involved in the life sciences and ultimately be involved in an ocular drug delivery company that tries to solve some of those problems like dyslexia or amblyopia. So kudos to you, because obviously it's a problem, and you discovered how big a problem it was when you realized how few programs there are in the state of Alabama for public schools. And I know from my personal experience that, when students show up and they have a problem like that, it's hard to keep up, right? And so unless they're identified and get help early, it's difficult to put them on a level playing field with everyone else when they show up. So kudos to you for following through this. You did a great job. You've got a great team. And I'm sure you learned a lot about team dynamics and part of this process, but you apparently worked together well. So thank you so much. Great job. All right, now we're to Team 10. And the early name was EC Biorefining. I think it's the product now is Feel Safe. And so the University of San Francisco de Quito, take it away.
Hi, my name is Ángel Segovia.
Hi, I'm Alessandra Sosa.
Hi, I'm Andres Martinez.
Hi, my name is David Pasquel.
We consider that the iCourse program was an opportunity that not only allowed us to understand with greater depth what is to carry out an enterprise, but also an opportunity to work with several people with experience and knowledge in this field. I must say that it also allowed us to leave behind a little of the shyness that many young people are used to.
Regarding what we learned in these weeks, it is interesting to mention that, initially, we had considered that if our product solved a real need, we had already made a great step towards success.
Truth is that, little by little, we realized that, in reality, the success of our venture also depended on the existing competition in the market, our cost structure, how we transmitted our idea to our investors, among other aspects.
During our interviews, we met Elcira Robalino, an old lady who lives in Puyo in Ester, Ecuador. She's very important in our research because she gives a perspective of how the water distribution has been in her community, where a few years ago they still consume well water, and some things they did to avoid getting sick from drinking unpurified water, like for example they self-medicate. Times have advanced and they currently consume water from pipes, but without any kind of purification, so many people boil water to avoid getting sick. So it was understood that people need a device that allows them to purify their water, with the purpose to feel safe from the water they consume, recognizing that for all human beings is a vital liquid and must necessarily be clean.
As engineers ourselves, we have realized that to sell a product, the most important thing is not only about how well the product is made or engineered or designed. It's also about the ability to connect with both the people we are trying to sell our product or segment and the people that are going to help us make our product, our key partners.
Okay, great. Now your presentation.
Okay, so good afternoon, we are Feel Safe. Waking up, having a glass of water, and making breakfast is the most common routine for many of us. However, This is something that more than a quarter of the Ecuadorian population has complications when doing. The lack to clean water is one of the main problems that this country faces, where a large part of the population is forced to boil liters of water for daily family consumption, and even so, they face many health problems such as parasites. As you could see, the problem we're trying to solve is the lack of a safe and clean water distribution system in rural areas of Ecuador. Our solution to that is FieldSafe, a bamboo water filter made from moringa seeds and zeolite, which can purify contaminated water from heavy metals and pathogens.
Yeah, the prototype of our water filter is a cylindrical container made out of bamboo with 12 centimeters of diameter and 15 centimeters of height. The insides will be filled with a consecutive layer of sand and gravel. Furthermore, this filter also includes smaller important sections made out of zeolite, activated carbon, and crushed cotyledon or moringa to help the process of purification. Taking into account our competition, our bamboo-based product allows generating new spaces for national producers of said material. And it also allows us to reduce production costs by incorporating producers as part of our company. It is also important to mention that the filters are friendly to the environment and can be recycled without major pollution, unlike the competition.
The size of our market includes more than 4.5 million Ecuadorians who find themselves in this situation of insecurity. In this context, our consumers would consist of fathers and mothers who seek to improve the quality of life of their children and adult fathers. However, we also consider tourists as potential buyers, since they experience some difficulties in accessing purified water during many of their trips. This, in turn, would allow us to partially finance the cost of our product to rural families who lack significant incomes. With this in mind, the size of our market, the size of the total available market covers around a total of $25.71 billion a year. And taking the due considerations into account, we obtained a total market of $300,857 per semester.
Okay, so the sale of the water filter will be through direct sales and indirect sales as it is portrayed in the present slide. Okay, our main key partners include bamboo and moringa producers, distribution services, fire organizers, and naturist centers. Okay, and then after analyzing the costs and expenses involved in the production of the filter, a production cost of $13.91 per unit was obtained. Since part of the initiative is to provide a low-cost alternative for rural areas, a differentiated price is established between the two main customer segments. For people in rural areas, a price of $3, and for tourists, $28.99. The layer was raised based on the interviews conducted with this customer segment, since it is, on average, what they are willing to pay. This differentiated price allows us to balance the low-cost destination for rural areas without significantly affecting the profits obtained.
With this in mind, what we need to start a venture and begin to distribute aid to these families is a total of $635. This would allow us to finance our first months of production, and the use of this investment is the percentages presented in this slide. Here are some of our team members, and thank you very much.
Okay, great job. And your coach was Dr. Ashley Lindsay. Dr. Lindsay?
Yeah, Ali, David, Angel, and Andres. I just wanted to say that all of you have been extremely motivated throughout the semester in I-Corps. This motivation shown through your readiness to work each week, collecting your data and following your data from narrowing down your product's focus during week 1 to identifying and pursuing new customer segments as recently as last week. You're all just a joy to work with and always came to each class and meeting prepared to work and discuss your ideas. And I not only attribute that to each of you personally, but to your hardworking professors and the administration at USFQ. And I just wanted to say great job and thank you so much for allowing me to work with you this semester.
Great job. And I will make to you this commitment for the next team from USFQ that participates. We will not forget the time zone change. And we will make sure that we clear up that problem in advance. All right, well, great job. Thanks so much. So now we're going to team 2, Connecting Us. So let's see the video.
Hello, my name is Juan, and I'm one of the co-founders of Connecting Us.
My name is Dennis, and I'm one of the co-founders of Connecting Us.
Luca, I'm one of the co-founders of Connecting Us.
I think to launch a successful and scalable business, the most important thing for us was to provide value. Value for our customers, who are mainly students. We know they're struggling, we know what they face, because we are students too. So we wanted to answer those problems. And we wanted to provide diversity for companies that are looking to bring people from all around the world to bring something new to the table.
Throughout the entire process, we got the privilege to interview a lot of great students as well as a lot of great companies. All the students came out with their problems and they told us about all the challenges that they face when it comes to finding jobs. On the other hand, companies also gave us all the input for us to understand what they're looking for when it comes to hiring a student. Austin Key from Peasant Termites told us a lot about their company and what they look for when they're trying to hire students.
The most surprising thing we learned in this class was the amount of research we have to do before actually start a business and the amount of money it costs to start a startup. We also think that the most valuable thing we learned is work as a team and believe in our company even though when things are not going our way.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Let's see your presentation.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Luca Carrese, and I'm one of the co-founders of Connecting Us with Danny and Juan. Connecting Us is a tech company focused on helping college students connect with employers seeking to hire new college graduates for entry-level positions. Our research reveals that international students studying for college degrees in the US and first-generation American college students both struggle with the challenge of finding jobs when graduating. They lack resume writing, job seeking, interviewing, and professional outreach skills that other college students seem to have through family or other connections. These students feel overwhelmed, frustrated, and lost in the job process. On the other hand, companies, those employers are interested in providing opportunities for talented, new first generation and international college graduates, but many lack the knowledge and infrastructures to find and vet potential applicants. Companies would look for this type of employees to save money and diversify their company. In the next slide, we have our student customer segment is shown as this chart. As you can see, we have a total of 19.6 million college students. 1.1 million are international and 1.8 million is our estimation for first generation American students. We made this estimation by research, seniors in the 4-year college institution, and we realized that after a deep research, we found out there are around 3 million seniors in the 4-year institution. We also know that 56% of these seniors are first generation, and that's how we got our number, 1.8 million first generation students. Our company, Connecting Us, offers a solution for all these groups. We provide students with a platform where they can create a profile, and in this profile, they can describe themselves and their credentials, and then they can say the industry or career field that they wish to pursue. Since getting the interview is seldom sufficient, we have highly qualified specialists that help the student work through every stage of the process of the job search. Our matching system is designed to match student skills with a specific job description posted by the sponsoring company. Companies will pay a modest fee for posting jobs on our website, and students, as I said before, they can post their resumes for free, but then if they want to access our coaching services, they will pay a modest monthly rate. Today, we're seeking an investment of $75,000 to enable us to complete the software development and train our initial consultants, who will most likely to be our career services professionals who supplement their current positions as a contract employees with us. We thought, and we end up wanting them to pay $45 an hour, and we think that's a fair price. And we also decided that coaches cannot give advice to students from their own college, so there is not a conflict of interest. We'll also ask a feedback from the student about their coach, so we have a way of controlling if the job is being done. This investment can either be a loan, which will be paid in 5 years with a 10% annual interest, or investment that will result in a 5% ownership in our company. Thank you so much for your time, and if there's anything you'd like me to clarify, it would be now. If not, thank you so much for considering this exciting opportunity.
Okay, great. And Dr. Chris Puto was your coach. Dr. Puto?
Thank you, Dr. Chambers. Well, connecting us, you started with an idea based on your own experiences and perceptions, but then you refined it and in turn validated it with your various customer segments as you've shown in your presentation. What you've done is create a workable solution to a real problem, and then you developed a strategy and a plan for delivering it to the marketplace. At every step in working with you, you have been professional and well measured, each piece that you took. This is extremely well done all the way through. I'm very proud of what you've done, and I congratulate you on a very successful activity.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Puto. Great job. So now the video of Team 4, Magnetic 3D Printing.
Hey, Michael's Team 3.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just skipped right over. My bad. Racket King, forgive me. I just want to make sure everybody was awake. All right.
Hey, my name is Oscar, and together with Vasil, we are Racket King. So we started off wanting to build paddle facilities in America. Paddle is the fastest growing sport in the world, and it hasn't really hit America yet. So we thought there's a lot of potential here and a lot of potential for market growth. So we started making a business plan to build our own facility. And as we made some interviews and as the business plan developed, we started to see there's a lot of capital and risk that goes along with building our paddle facility. We already know there was a lot of capital, but as more we looked into it, we thought, are there different options? And we started looking into renting courts. Maybe it would be a better way to get started. And then we also thought about a streaming service where we put up cameras where we can help paddle players or tennis players record themselves, and they can see themselves play and develop as players, or just wanting to share that experience with others. So we thought about it, and the risk with making a streaming website compared to building our own facility felt a lot more lucrative for us. So we pivoted and started making a business plan for a streaming service for racket players. And we started making some interviews to see if people were interested, or do they want to record themselves? Why would they want to record themselves? Would they be willing to pay for that? And as we developed our business plan and made those interviews, it all seems very, very interesting, and it seems like people are interested, and this seems to be a market. And if we do it well, I believe we could definitely make a lot of profit, and there's probably a lot of profit to be made. So hopefully you will enjoy the presentation that we're just about to make, and thank you for your time.
Great job. Let's see your presentation.
There we go. Can we restart the clock? Is that allowed?
I'm sorry?
Can you restart the clock? Because I was on mute.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so we are Racket King. It's a streaming and video recording platform where people can record themselves and store videos. Our key activities as a company will be streaming and recording videos, create video storage, coaching analysis, market racket sports gear, marketing racket sports facilities, getting cameras into new locations, and camera maintenance. When we're looking at a value proposition, we provide an alternative way to improve as a player. We're looking at potentially give a source of income for users as they gain views and they can use ads to actually gain an income themselves. And then we're looking at a perfect place for players to actually market themselves to coaches at colleges, and also a perfect place for coaches to come and see where the player's at and what they're doing. We have two target markets. Our target market one is racket players. We're looking at tennis mainly, and if we look at the potentially the entire market in the US, we're looking at 17 million players. Then we also have the paddle players market, which is about 20 million worldwide. The players that we will be focusing at gaining as customers will mainly be developing players that plays more than twice a week. We're looking at recreational players as well. And then we're looking at parents as a target group because we believe kids would love to watch themselves. And we think parents would love to keep those memories of their kids and be able to show those videos to them later on as well. Our target to gain this customer group is basically poster signs at facilities, partner up with coaches, and actually use coaches almost as sales staff. And then we're looking at having some professional endorsement, basically have them use our product because we believe people will follow them. And we're looking at target market two, and that's our racket gear companies and that sells product basically related to racket sports, and hopefully eventually racket facilities in time as well. And to gain this kind of market, we're looking at sales staff approaching companies and saying these are how many users are using our website. We believe this would be a perfect place for you to advertise your products and basically make that approach to them. And then we have a website where they can contact us as well through emails or phone or whatever. When we're looking at cost, we're looking at fixed costs. We're looking at staff, recording gear, server costs. Then we're looking at variable costs, sales commissions, marketing costs, and camera maintenance, basically. When we're looking at one cord, what it would cost to get one cord, we're looking at about $400 to $600. And that when we're using a GoPro camera to basically record. When we're looking at the revenue, how we will gain money, we're looking at a minimum subscription cost. We're looking at regular subscription cost and a premium subscription cost. And that's basically minimum. You can just watch any videos at any time. Then we have the regular cost, which is you can use our cameras at one location, and then the premium allows you to use all our cameras at any location. Then we had the advertising model, which is business to business, where we gain income through letting other companies advertise at our website. And that will depend on price, depending on deals we make with those companies. Thank you for your time. Any questions?
Okay, Oscar, great job. And not only did we give you a very smart coach, we also gave you an athlete, Mel Washington. Yeah. So, Mel?
Yeah, thank you, Michael. And congratulations, Oscar. I think you did a great job with the presentation and your video. You know, Oscar had some challenges. You heard him speak about one of them. He started out with a partner and they had this idea and found out that it wasn't sustainable. And that was about maybe a quarter of a way, 30% into the program. And they pivoted and came up with a unique, creative idea for videoing racquetball activities, particularly tennis. The other challenge he had was he started with a partner, as I said, and his partner dropped out of the school, and Oscar took his project across the finish line himself, got all 30 interviews. I saw the last 5 come in, and I was happy to see that. And as I said, overall, he's done a fantastic job. Oscar, it was a privilege to work with you. I do have a question for you, though. We talked about it the other day. What's going to happen next?
So yeah, I would love to pursue this project even after college, but it will depend a little bit on visa stuff if I can make that work out. but hopefully I can sort that out. Otherwise, there's definitely a potential in Europe, maybe not as much in Sweden, as this is kind of, I mean, there's more competition about this in Sweden for sure, because it's already popped up, but basically for paddle, not so much for tennis, but there's definitely a market in Europe as well. So we'll see what happens, but it's definitely interesting to pursue once I'm done.
Well, we're here to help you if you decide to pursue it. And again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for comments.
Great job. And to Mel's point, what some of the other listeners may not realize, but the percentage is 80 to 85%. And that's the percentage of teams that either change their product or change their customer segment as a result of going through this program. Very few teams end with what they started with. And so, Oscar, your experience is dead on with the statistic. So next we have Team 4, Magnetic 3D Printing. So let's see your video.
We are Magnetic Compaction 3D printers. My name is Michael Johnson and I'm the entrepreneur lead.
Hey, my name is Nazimuddin and I'm co-entrepreneur for this project, and I'm a graduate student at South in Mechanical Engineering Department.
And I'm a graduate student in Mechanical Engineering as well.
Our product is Magnetic Compaction 3D printer, which consists of robotic arm and magnetic field.
Here you can see some parts our printer is capable of printing. I just want to point out that these parts are not bent, they're printed in that shape.
Initially, we thought that a product was most important thing to start up a new business. But through I-Corps program, we found that building and refining a business plan is just as important.
And to go off of what Nazim just said, one of our main pivots where we initially thought that we were going to focus our product on aerospace and automotive segments, but through our customer interviews, we kind of refined our customer segments and realized that those aren't very good, at least initially, good areas to focus on. One of our most important interviews was with a guy named John from Airbus. He was a manufacturing engineer, and he said that there are only 5 parts that are approved for actual flight in aerospace, and that really limits that customer segment. Also, through our interviews, we've had a really hard time getting any interest from the automotive industry. They either do not answer and they're not interested in getting back to us, or they don't actually do any 3D printing there. So it really steered us away from those two customer segments, and that could have been crucial starting a business. And continuing that, through our interviews, we really found that the 3D printing industry is where we should focus at. And specifically locally, there's only one 3D printing company.
Okay, great. Let's see your presentation.
I hope it's hearable. My name is Nazim, and we are 3D compaction printing. I'm co-lead for this project. Michael was the lead for this. Michael Johnson was for the lead for this project, and our technical lead was Dr. Shao, Kang Tiong Shao, and mentor was Dr. Andrew Bird. So basically, for current now, the 3D printing industry is having a bunch of problems. Among them, those are the most noticeable problems. We figure out that the majority of the current 3D printing products are not for load-bearing application. Instead, they just do for fun, or maybe not really that much industrial oriented. And then another issue is they are not capable of printing a large volume of parts because of a lot of complexity in mechanical and thermal system, and they are dealing with high tooling cost, as their 3D printer are not capable of print any free from parts because of their printing heads capability. As a result, they're having issue with long production time. Okay, so the solution we come up with our product is our Our magnetic compaction 3D printer is capable of producing free-form parts that can outperform the current standard in a cost-efficient manner while reducing production times. So to more emphasize on that, the 3D printing in general is more cost-efficient due to its being an additive process as opposed to subtractive. And as our printer is capable of printing in any degree of freedom, so instead of printing 3 or 4 parts and combine them together, we can overcome that restriction or construction by using our 3D printers. So as Michael mentioned in the video, that our printed parts are really strong, and they are compared with the steel, they are like 5 times stronger, but they are very light, and they are capable of carry load without bending, as you can see in these pictures, like around 3 millimeters, 2.5 millimeters. Printed parts can carry around 1.1 kg of loads without even bending, and like with the other one is around 5 kilograms of loads without bending. At this point, I would like to invite Michael Johnson to present his part.
So our market potential, we assigned the total available market 13.63 billion, and that is the total U.S. 3D printing market. Our SAM is 1.1 billion, sorry, and that is the U.S. high performance polymer 3D printing market, as well as the metal 3D printing market. And we set our serviceable attainable market to 5% of that, which comes up to 55 million, and we expect this to be a conservative estimate. Due to the projected growth of the 3D printing industry is projected to grow up to 50 times by 2030. And from a lot of our interviews, we learned that sales are really constrained by the lack of knowledge in 3D printing, and we expect that to increase as well. So our business model, we have 3 main parts: our robotic arm printing head and our software. We're patent pending in multiple countries, and we expect to get partners in the robotic arm and software stages. And our development and testing phase right now is funded by grants. And as we move closer to commercialization, we will continue to be funded by grants, but we're looking for investors and partners in the robotic and software industry. The financial viability of our product is really shown by
Go ahead.
The financial viability of our product is really evident if you look at the competitors. Most of these are metal 3D printers, but you have Mark IV has one carbon fiber printer on there. They all print very small size parts. Ours is much greater, and our current cost right now is $46,000. So we expect to be able to make quite a bit of profit off each part.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you very much. And your coach was Dr. Andrew Bird. Dr. Bird.
Hey, great job, guys. Great job, Nazim, on laying out the problems very nicely. That was a very well explained slide. I know you all, and good job on identifying those markets. I know this was a difficult project in identifying customer segments and the point of contacts within those segments, just because of the nature of the technology and industry being so new. But you guys had you started out first couple weeks struggled, and then you kind of you hit on a couple good interviews and were able to leverage that and gave it the good old college try, as we say. But good job. You were very receptive to the information, and you were able to adjust which people you're going to contact and how to think about how this will be a sellable product. And I think probably the biggest accomplishment is you guys being able to talk about it without talking all the technicals. When we first, at the beginning of the program, it was a publishable paper every meeting we had, and now you guys actually, you can talk to anyone about it now and explain, okay, this is what it is. This is the problem it solves. This is what we're trying to do, and this is what we think it's going to take to get there. So I applaud you for that. Absolutely. So I do have a question. I know, wanted to see, sort of what's the next step on this? I know this is for the group, this is one of the teams that has discussed the national program, continuing on to the national program. So I just wanted to kind of give you the floor for a minute and let us know what you guys are thinking next.
Well, we definitely want to pursue the national I-Corps, but we kind of want to wait until we're not restricted by COVID, because we really feel like our interviews, once we got to talk to somebody, it was great. We got a lot of information. They were receptive, they were interested, but actually getting to speak to somebody instead of just getting voicemails was very difficult. So we kind of want to wait for that to pursue. But for the technology, at least, we're just going to continue to design the printing head, and hopefully when we pursue the national program, we have a prototype that can actually print parts, and we can showcase that. We feel like that would be a good selling point, to have something you can show.
At least once we can attend some conferences, that will help us to get interviewing. I mean, it's literally a different experience getting someone through the phones, like hundreds over like calls went to the voicemail.
Yeah, face-to-face can be
and we don't really want to have,
but there's really nothing like face-to-face discussions. Well, good job, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Great job. I know it was a tough technology because it's so cutting edge, and to your point, not a lot of people know about all the possibilities yet. So part of it is educating them. But I agree with Dr. Berg. A couple of conferences that are very targeted, and you'll be able to knock out a lot of interviews. So great job. So next we have Team 5, the young athlete. And so let's watch the video.
Timo Schauitzberg, Springer College, Captain Men's Soccer Team.
Cedric Nitz, Captain of the Springer College Men's Tennis Team. And together, we created the Young Athlete.
Before we started this course, we didn't know much about starting a business. We thought it is all about having an idea and pitch it to investors. However, throughout this semester, we learned that there is so much more to it. First, we expected that to start a business, you need a detailed outlay of what steps to take and how the business will be built up. However, we realized that the business model canvas is merely a one-page and summarizes all the important aspects of a startup. Also, we learned that having an idea is usually not enough. Before starting a business, you need to get to know your potential target market and look what problems they have and what service or product would improve their situation. After various rounds of interviews, the interview questions need to be adjusted to find the actual issue. Further, once the actual problem is identified, the business model canvas can be developed and important aspects such as key resources, key activities, and key partners can be discovered.
Looking at the progress we made with our startup idea, The Young Athlete, we started off with an idea, but we had to continuously adjust it and change our approach. While at first we wanted to create an agency that offers various services such as nutrition advice, workout plans, and injury recovery advice, we realized that our customer segments are more concerned about the actual recruitment process and the high pricing of competitors. Many high school athletes have issues presenting themselves to college coaches due to a lack of platforms that connect coaches, athletes, and parents with each other. That is why we created The Young Athlete, a network that facilitates the recruitment process for all parties involved at a cheaper cost. Putting in the numbers, we have to raise about $500,000 to make our business viable.
Okay, great. Let's see your deck now, PowerPoint.
Hi, I'm Cedric Nitz, and I'm captain of the Springer College Men's Tennis Team.
And my name is Timo Schauitzberg, Captain of the Springer Men's Soccer Team. And together we created the Young Athlete.
On average, only 8% of all high school athletes accomplish their dream of becoming a college athlete on a scholarship. They are overwhelmed by this process because they have little knowledge of how it works, and they only have a small network of colleges and coaches. Parents also cannot really help them throughout the process because they do not know enough about the process, and they do not have an overview of the colleges, and they struggle with the communication with the agencies. And on the other side, there are the coaches who have a little geographical reach. They do not trust some agencies, and they struggle with the communication through the intermediaries.
This is why we create the Young Athlete. The Young Athlete is a digital agency that mutually facilitates the recruitment process. Young soccer tennis players can create a profile on our platform. to present themselves to coaches, and coaches can look up certain player attributes that will add value to their team. Parents of young athletes can reach out to coaches and other parents to share experiences and help their children with the next step. Our service will help players to have a larger reach, coaches to find valuable additions to the team, and parents to feel more comfortable throughout the process.
We believe that we are better than the competition out there because we're an experienced team of current student athletes. We create a network without any intermediaries, and with that, we create more transparency all along the process. We also have a broader focus on D1, D2, D3, and NAIA, and most importantly, we offer our service at a considerably cheaper price.
In the US alone, there are about 8 million high school athletes with at least one parent each, 25,000 college coaches, and we estimate that there is 500,000 high school athletes from other countries. Since for now we only focus on tennis and soccer, there are about 1.2 million US high school players with at least one parent each, 1,000 college coaches, and also we estimate that there are about 100,000 high school players from other countries. So with our low-cost approach, we believe that we can convert about 10% of the estimated 1.3 million potential customers for a total of 130,000 customers. So we think that these customers will come from the following markets: from high schools in the US and from abroad, through social media marketing, which we believe is the most effective way to reach the target market, through universities and colleges, which would include transfer students and coaches, from club teams and summer league teams, and lastly, through search engine optimization.
Based on our research, we think that the most effective way to reach early adopters is through Instagram ads, Google search, and Facebook ads. We think that we can reach between 45,000 and 60,000 customers through these three platforms. And at a 3 to 5% purchasing customer conversion rate, we anticipate to have around 1,000 early adopters. We will offer our service through a subscription model with differing pricing options for coaches and players and parents. At an average price of $75, we anticipate that the customers will use our product for around 8 months, and this will give us a total of $600 per customer on average. After running all the financials, including expenses such as marketing, salaries, equipment, our product is financially viable. We believe that in the first years of our operation, we could make a gross profit of around $800,000. And we see that even in the worst case, we would still operate profitable. To help starting our business, we're seeking $200,000 for a 33.3% share in our company.
So great job. And I had the pleasure of serving as your coach during I-Corps. And so how do I make out the check? That's what I need to know, right? You figure that out. Well, great job. And I just want to mention a couple things that impressed me with your work. One, you seem to work great as a team for office hours. You were always there. You were always punctual. You were great listeners. And you have one of those things that's fairly difficult to pull off, and that is what we call a multi-sided platform. You know, you're trying to provide benefits to different groups of people and then match them up as part of that process and ensure that each one benefits to the extent that they will be a part of the platform. And that's tough. But as Dr. Puto, I think, said earlier, you pick something that you know a lot about. You know about your experience as a soccer player and as a tennis player, and what it was like and what it has been like. So kudos to you. Great job. And I was just going to share this with the group. So last Thursday, you showed me your deck and you showed me your video. I said, I like the deck. The video, I wasn't too impressed with. And so guess what happened? These, between Thursday at 8 a.m. when I made that comment and now, they created a whole new video and it looked great. So good job. You did a great work.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, now we move on to Team 6, Safe Bet.
How's it going? My name is Hayden Constantine. This is Ryan O'Malley. We are the Safe Bets company. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. My majors were marketing and management majors.
from Chicago, Illinois. I'm also a marketing and management major.
Some things that we want to talk about are what was the most important thing we need to do to launch a startup. Well, we both agreed that we wanted to keep track of our successful business models thoroughly, execute good interviews, and find solid condensed customer segments to focus on as we go along.
And how we feel about how we've done that so far. I think we followed our business model and we made effective changes as we went along. We found reliable customer interviews and had plenty of effective interviews to go off of to kind of change our stuff.
One of the most interesting interviews we had was, personally, it was me with my dad. When it comes to our customer segments, I did not know my dad was an avid sports bettor, and it made us realize that there's a lot of potential customer segments we could branch out to essentially branch out to our potential investors.
The most surprising thing that we learned was probably that our small idea that we thought of in class, like at the beginning of the semester, could actually turn into a profitable business if we were to put the time into it and follow the steps that we learned throughout the class.
And the most valuable thing we learned from this, a valuable skill we learned was how to pitch an effective business proposition and potentially get investors for the real world and for the customers once we actually go through with this.
Okay, great. And let's hear your presentation.
Okay, so our company is Safe Bets. Throughout our process, we had 30 total interviews completed. 12 of them were in person. Our initial idea was to create a platform for sports bettors to get professional picks and valid game time information without having to search all around for them and without having to pay high prices. My name is Ryan O'Malley. I'm a co-founder. I'm a huge sports fan and a daily sports bettor, so that's kind of why I wanted to do this, something I was passionate about. My role on the team is to have the inside knowledge of the sports betting industry and kind of work and look through all the data throughout the sports betting in our target markets.
Yeah, and I'm Hayden Constantine. I'm a huge sports fan. I don't bet too often, but when I do, I want to make sure I have thorough research and good information to go off of, which gave me and O'Malley this idea. My role in the team was to go out and conduct the interview, most of the conductor interviews, and find out which target segments we should focus on, because there's so many out there, and if we can just branch into a certain focus group, it would just be fantastic.
So our original idea was kind of smaller. It was Safe Bets will be an app that we give sports bettors professional picks all in one place. And now, obviously, through our interviews and going out and kind of looking through, our idea has changed.
What we did with our original idea, we went out and got first round potential customers to get an interview done. We had to do most of these over the phone because of current situations, but we found that the guys that we did interviews in face-to-face were very effective in helping us broaden our business model and essentially figure out methods to how we can branch out to other customer segments to help us with what we're going with.
So what we found out during our first initial round of interviews, we found out that our target market was originally too big because we were just going to do anyone that could legally sports bet, but obviously not everyone that's over 21 wants to bet on sports. We narrowed it down a little bit, and then what we found out that was we could also offer information on our app, because a lot of other people that sports bet have to look around and go to several websites to find reliable information that all have different sources. We found it would be beneficial to have at least one professional for each sport on our app, so that we could draw on even a bigger crowd. So we'll have one professional or even maybe more for each sport. And we look at the model for gambling in the US, which is over 1.6 billion. And we decided to target the sports bettors on that, and then how many we could actually get to adopt to our site.
So with that, our new business model with Safe Bets is the only platform to get professional grade picks daily while also getting up-to-date game information from every single game. We believe that we would really thrive in that situation. We can get absolutely reliable information for every bet, everyone who wants to subscribe to our platform.
Our revenue model, we're going to be a subscription-based service with two monthly packages. There's the beginner and the advanced. The beginner is $250 a month, so you'll get kind of the basic picks, still professional picks, but not as many as you would on the advanced package. And both of these will offer the game time information. We found out that our business it can be very profitable within the first year, but the only problem is that the startup cash that we needed is a lot, because we have to pay the professionals and get an information team set up and get the app up and going. So it's around $700,000 to start up.
And right now, we would say it's not a to go yet, because we don't have current investors or have the capital to get the business started. However, O'Malley and Ryan and I are very advocate on this idea. We stand by it, and we really want to pursue this in the future. And we realize the starting revenue is a lot, but we also realize that there's not a lot of people doing what we want to do right now. So the profit would come in no time.
Okay, great job. And Dr. Nelson was your coach. Dr. Nelson?
Hi. Hayden, Ryan, good job. You guys have come a long way. You really have. Your idea didn't change horribly drastically, but you did significantly narrow your market. You figured out actually how you can deliver your product, which, you know, is at least a minor thing to know about. You came up with a strategy that differentiates you from your competitors, and that came very late. Up until near the end of it, you weren't so much thinking about that, but now I think you have a really unique value proposition that's going to move you into the next phase of this. And you've made steps towards a pricing model. So I guess you guys did do a little work. And it was really great getting to know you. And I wish you guys much success in this or whatever else it is you end up doing. Well done.
Okay, great job. Thank you, Dr. Nelson. All right, next team up is Team 7, Fat Tuesday. So let's see your video.
Hi, my name's Haley Spencer, and I'm with the venture 1703, Mobile's original Mardi Gras pub. I'm a senior at Spring Hill College, and I'm a business major. Initially, being from Mobile and being raised around Mardi Gras, 1703 assumed that the carnival theme would provide enough attraction and uniqueness to carry our pub and make it successful. Our main concern was acquiring enough funding to place us at a competitive location in downtown Mobile and promote our business successfully as a startup. Once this class started rolling, we had a lot of mentors asking us to dig deeper into our value proposition. They were afraid that our heavy reliance on a fun theme was not strategic enough and that we should analyze how our venture would bring maximum value to consumers.
When it came to interviewing customers, we had the idea of like getting positive feedback of, you know, what we want on the menu, what people are going to look for, food wise, entertainment wise, you know, prices, if there's going to be door fees. But when it came to the most interesting interview, I would say my most interesting interview was with Johnny Gwynn at the Container Yard. He provided me and our team an insightful conversation of that we're going to have troubles with, you know, trying to survive off the Mardi Gras theme alone. What makes Mardi Gras so special is that it is for a shorter period of time, and then has, you know, religious ties. So he made that prominent to us, is that we're not going to survive off the idea alone, and that we're going to have to provide a true value to our bar.
The most surprising thing we learned was how difficult it is to condense and specify who your true target market and early adopters are. We wanted our pub to appeal to young downtown goers, old Mardi Gras members, and tourists passing through Mobile. We quickly realized that we had to pick one market and really shape our business around the specifics and needs.
Our team substantially grew together with our business model canvas, and we made very important connections with potential customers and business owners. I like the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day, and to be honest with you, this class was an exact representation of that.
Okay, great. Let's see the presentation.
We can back out of this.
Looks like there we go. I'm getting some feedback that y'all potentially didn't get to see the actual video itself. I don't know why Paul gave me some direction to share screen and a couple buttons, and I did so, but I don't know. It must be the iMovie platform giving me some trouble. But we'll go into our presentation.
It's okay. We heard it. Everyone was
All
able
right.
to hear it, and we could see some still clips along the way. So go ahead.
All right, share screen, and let's go to presentation. We can all see this, right?
Yes.
Cool. All right. My name is Ethan Mercer, along with Haley and Garrett, and our venture is 1703, Mobile's original Mardi Gras pub. The problem is that Mardi Gras could be recognized and celebrated longer than 4 out of 52 weeks of the year. Thing is, with Mardi Gras, Mobile is the original home of Mardi Gras, and New Orleans has completely taken the lead for that. They have a daiquiri shop with the label Fat Tuesday on it, so that can be celebrated year round. And unfortunately for Mobile, there's no true central location other than the Carnival Museum to recognize and celebrate Mardi Gras. Our solution with Carnival Bites, like your favorites of chicken on a stick and funnel cakes, some live music and specialty drinks and craft beers from Mobile, we think we could provide a Mardi Gras pub to the original home of Mardi Gras.
Our expected revenue is $1 to $1.5 million. The population of Mobile is 190,000, 80,000 being over the age of 18. And then Mobile brings in around 1 million tourists a year, which brings us to our market segment, which is organization members who range from the age of 25 to 45, downtown goers who range from the age of 21 to 30, and then tourists 21 and up. The way we would get our branding out there and our advertisement would be on the local radio, social media, and also with billboards.
Looking at parts from our business model canvas, key partners that we would want for 1703 would be local Mardi Gras organizations, so people that are in organizations, we would look for them. And then we would also want to partner with local breweries and try to get those in our pub, and also be a part of the Downtown Mobile Alliance, because we do want our location to be downtown, and that would give us a lot of benefits. Some resources that we're looking at is Cisco, which is a food distributor. So that would help with like foods and drinks and things like that with our service. And then also Visit Mobile is a big tourism company for Mobile, and that would help us kind of get the word out to them if we could incorporate our business with them and get some word out on that. Key activities for our pub is going to be when we do have key partners with organizations, we are going to allow organizations to have like get-togethers and things like that with their organization in our location. So we'll have like a separate area for that, hopefully, and they can use our facility. We will also have live music to go along with our theme, and then obviously foods and drinks for our customers. Also our financial projections. So we're looking at getting around 100,000 a month in revenue. So $3,000 to $4,000 a day. This is based on other bars and restaurants in downtown Mobile. Our revenue streams are going to come from beer and food, the usage of private gatherings like with the organizations, and then possible membership punch cards for people that want to have a membership to get like special deals at our pub. All of our other costs are going to be like our annual. It's going to be annually. So the first one is going to be renting our facility. It's going to look at $60,000 a year for the space that we want. And then renovations and decorations for that space is going to be $10,000 to $20,000. Our initial liquor license is going to be $1,000 to $2,000. Initial inventory for the first year is going to be $400,000. Advertising for that first year, $100,000. And initial payroll for the employees that we plan to have is $100,000. So we're looking at $700,000 to start up for our first year.
As mentioned before, our team will include of Mardi Gras organizations trying to have true connections with the societies around town, local breweries, and the alliance. More internally, we're gonna have to have 4 waitresses or waiters, 4 bartenders, 2 chefs, 4 assistant chefs, and security personnel. This broad team allows us to do different shifts and elongate our hours of operation. To our timeline, in the perfect world, and if we had $700,000 in our back pocket, we would like to purchase this venue by the end of the month or in early June, and try to get this started up by the summer and try to do a 6-month turnaround. We would get into the venue and gut it out, going all the way up to September renovation through September, October, and November. And that's including, all the appliances being put in there, decoration and preparation, making sure the appliances work, and that we believe our product and service is good to go for outside. And then for promotion, when we're ready to go, we think promotion and opening would be around, January, February to get us right in time for the Mardi Gras Carnival season. That should be it. There you go.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And your coach was Ms. Stacy Welburn, Michelle Parvenru, and Jessica Wofford.
I just want to say great job, guys, for sticking it out this semester and really, diving deep into your concept and doing your interviews and, taking feedback and running with it. So I think you guys did a great job with that. And it's super great to be able to work with you guys through this fun concept and see it, kind of come to life. Also need to give just, while I'm here, super, super, super props for Haley for, keeping those guys in line together. So, but really great team of students, Stacy.
Ms. Wilburn, anything you'd like to add?
No, I think Jessica covered it all.
Okay, great. All right, great job. We now move on to the video of Team 8, Easy Parts.
Hello, I'm Zachary Stewart. I'm a part of Team 8 Easy Parts. My initial expectations for this business were to form a business that takes away all the time out of building a PC or even upgrading one. I came about this idea from my own hardships I went through when building my own system. I would say my expectations were met throughout this process. This business and the ideas for the business have evolved into something much more than I once imagined at the beginning of the semester. My most interesting customer interactions was with someone who lives in Belize. He told me the struggles of online shopping outside of the US and gave us suggestions on things that our business needs to have to spike the interest for the market for people outside of the US. The most surprising thing I learned in this class is what actually goes on behind the scenes when building a business. The process as a whole is new to me, and I found it extremely interesting to learn the ins and outs of a business.
All right, my name is Cody Skelton. I'm a part of Team 8 Easy Parts. So my initial expectations about this class was just to learn more about the industry. And then Zach came to me with the idea for Easy Parts. I had built computers beforehand, so I liked the idea. I basically met a lot of people in the computer engineering field, and I got to know a lot from them about how they do business and what they can expect from customers. One of the guys I interviewed was Cameron. He works at a company called Baker Bytes. He's been there for about 3 years. He's an IT technician there. And one of the things that popped out to me was that he told me that we use computers and smartphones just about every single day, but we know so little about how they work. And just knowing just a little bit about them, you don't have to be an expert in them, but just knowing a little bit about them can really take you far in the industry and the world. So the most surprising thing out of all this was just learning the tools of the trade, what customers are looking for, and what you're gonna have to deal with in this industry, and just everything that goes into building a business itself, the legal aspects, and just all the different expenses and stuff that you really need to take into account. So this whole experience has definitely been pretty eye-opening for me.
Great job. Let's hear your presentation.
All right. All right. So my name's Cody Skelton, and my partner is Zachary Stewart. We are Team 8 Easy Parts. So what we're here today to do is to help gamers around the world build their own computers. This is something that we think we can do just because we're both gamers and we're passionate about this, but we've also been there and done it. We built the computer. We've gone through the problems that go with building a computer, and just not the lack of knowledge that goes with it. And also, we're just passionate about the industry, and we want to help people get the same enjoyment from this as we did. So the problem. It can be very discouraging getting into this, just because a lot of people, you tell them, ask them to build you a computer, and they wouldn't know where to start. So what we're trying to solve is 3 things: the research that goes into it, the price, and the amount of time that it takes to just get the right information. Because a lot of gamers today are building systems that don't give them the best performance that they paid for. So our Easy Parts is going to be an online website that allows you to do your own research and, of course, get upgrades for parts and systems that you already have. So one half is going to be us giving the customers the best information on the newest parts that have just come out, and the other half is going to be us helping new customers who have never done this before and guiding them through the process of actually building it and setting up all the parts. Some of the challenges of this, of course, are going to be us keeping up with all the information, but I'm confident that we can do that with a great team and get all the information out to our customers as soon as it arrives. So there are about 3.5 billion gamers worldwide. Approximately half of these are going to be PC gamers, and we're going to be targeting about the ages between 14 and 20, so that's about a 10 million gamer range. This is projected to be a $42 billion market by the end of 2022. So there's definitely a lot of growth and a lot of profit to be made here. And speaking of profit, one of the things, this is our business model canvas, the final version. One of the things we did want to go over is just how we're going to be making money through this website. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in touch with suppliers, and we're going to sell their products on our site. We're also going to have a subscription-based model where customers can come to us. They'll get a subscription. They'll get discounts on the newest and most popular parts. And we're also, of course, going to be running ads on our website. So our initial investment, what we're going to be asking for is just $100,000. So these funds are going to go to our starting inventory, because this is going to be their biggest chunk of it, is just getting all the computer parts that we need in order to keep up with demand. So computer parts, some of them are not cheap. And I'm not just talking about keyboards and mouses. I'm talking like GPUs, CPUs, computer casings, and all the cables and power supply units that go with it. So this is going to take up a big part of our initial investment, but also we want our website to be very interactive with our customer base. So this is we're going to get a very talented website developer to help us out with this. And we're going to try and get our website as interactive as possible, because we want it not just to let you choose out the best new parts, but we also want to make it to where you can actually design your own computer as you're going through it. So we'll have courses available for our customers to go through and see what they should be doing. We'll have 24/7 customer support as well to answer any difficult problems they might have. But we also just want you to be able to see the computer as it's going to be finished, what it's going to look like, what color, and what size, of course. And basically, you could just be able to buy the whole thing right there, all the parts that you need. And of course, last but not least, is marketing and advertising, because this is going to be it's going to take a while to get our name out there. So that's what our biggest concern is going forward from here on out. Is we want to get a good amount of customer support built up and trust within our customer base, but also get a good amount of advertising and finding the right people who can help us get our name out there. So that's all we got. Thank you for your time. And if you have any questions, please let us know.
Okay, great job. Your coach was Dr. Deborah Chapman. Dr. Chapman?
Okay, great job, guys. Cody and Zach, y'all did a really good job this semester. They started out at the beginning of the semester. They had this idea, but their initial business thesis didn't hadn't narrowed down a specific customer segment or have a clear value proposition. But now, after they've worked hard and completed their 30 interviews, they've developed a really strong structure for their product. They have a well-identified customer segment. They listen to the comments made in their interviews and have developed an updated value proposition. So they were really open to ideas all semester long and willing to put in the work. And they came out with a really good product at the end. They did a good job.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Chapman. And now, last but not least, we have Team 9, Unlimited Transport. So let's see your video.
My name is Kenneth Cotton, and I am the sole member of Unlimited Transport. I initially joined I-Corps with the intention of creating a business that was going to generate a ton of revenue. And I thought that I would come across a bunch of like-minded entrepreneurs such as myself. And to my surprise, this opportunity not only met my standards, but also exceeded my expectations. I was able to meet a bunch of interesting individuals that had some very brilliant ideas that I've never even thought of. And also initially, when I first started this program, I thought that the key to starting and launching a successful startup was going to be the ability to amass a amount of funding, a sizable amount of funding at that. But not only did I figure out that was wrong, the most important key to launching and successfully creating a startup is definitely a strong value proposition. And throughout my interviews, I met a couple of people that helped me to shape that value proposition. Mr. Dennis, who I did in the first and second week of interviews, he a truck driver who had been in the business for 23 years, and he basically schooled me, independent contractor at that. So he schooled me on some of the ways that companies and transportation industry goes hand in hand with revenue. And it was I-Corps who actually helped me to find a true value proposition within this multi-billion-dollar industry. And that's what led me to the idea that I have today of the trucking delivery app.
Okay, great. Let's hear the presentation.
Can you guys hear me?
We can.
All right, so since I'm the only member of my team, I pre-recorded this. So I'm just gonna play my PowerPoint. Hello, everybody. My name is Kenneth Cotton, and I'm a senior at the University of South Alabama, currently majoring in management and concentrating in entrepreneurship. So my focus on entrepreneurship derives from my family background. Several of my relatives have owned various business ideas, including beauty salons, restaurants, and gas stations, laundromats, and even a church with the school that taught K through 12. I'm currently employed at American Freight Furniture and Mattress Appliance as an assistant manager. And during my stint at this occupation, that helped me come up with my business idea. Facing today is that there are a ton of consumers who want large items delivered, but lack the channels for a fast, efficient, and affordable price. Most businesses who sell large items require customers to pick those items up. Anyone who doesn't own a truck is immediately put at a disadvantage, or is somebody who doesn't have access to a workforce of people who are able to grab those items same day or next day are definitely at a purchasing disadvantage and might end up not having gotten the item that they really want. So Unlimited Transport has devised a solution for this problem, which is in the form of an app that allows customers to schedule a delivery on large items, either shipping either same day or next day from a local business. We use our truck delivery app because it helps them cut costs and provide transportation alternatives. lowers costs for large item shipping to customers and allows small businesses to advertise and make sales through the app. Besides, this opportunity is immense because of the daily need for shipping. Couriers and local delivery services bring in $118 billion a year in the U.S. and it's set for a 2% increase just this year. The industry has already experienced a 5-year increase over the last 5 years, and the post-COVID shift has done a lot of online shopping. Well, has swapped over to a lot of online shopping, which increased the need for large item shipping. All right, so the competitors in this business are 2 men in a truck, U-Haul, and other small independent contractors who give their information to various locations as point of contact. But my business model is that we're building a digital infrastructure and marketing tool that is going to reach consumers by connecting buyers and sellers exclusively for large goods. The product is channeled to the customer in the form of an app that makes the product fast and simple. So think of your local antique shop. If you want to get a large chest, antique type of chest or dresser, you might not be able to fit that in your vehicle. So that's when we come in and we are able to deliver the item to you for a low model cost. So the way the app works is once you're logged into the app, you can do 2 things. The first option is gonna allow you to select a large item that is listed by the seller. So basically the seller is gonna be able to go in and set their own price for whatever the item is. They have to keep in mind that we do charge an advertising fee. So they're going to be able to set whatever their cost is for their particular item. It can be different in store from online because they will have to pay us a service fee for that. The second option is going to allow the customer to set a pickup for a large item that they've already purchased from any local retailer, or if they simply need a large item delivered from one location to the next locally, we will be there in a efficient pickup time. So basically if they go into Big Lots and they get an oversized chair that they cannot fit into their vehicle, they have the option of going to my app and choosing that selection and telling my company that, okay, I want to get us this chair delivered from Big Lots out to a certain location, and then we're going to charge them the proper fee according to where they. So for the next part of our business model, we have several revenue streams that are going to include delivery and service fees, partnerships, advertising fees, and the tip structure for my drivers. Our delivery fees start at a flat rate of $50 for drop-offs only. We will charge the companies who partner with us a 10% advertising fee for each item that they post on our app and we deliver. Now, that being said, we do give the company the opportunity to set their own price for each individual item. So our service fees will be based off distance and any additional services that the customer may specify, such as protective wrapping with blankets and installation on certain items that we put into the home. Our employees will be allowed to receive tips through the app or in person for those customers who are carrying cash for tips. And for our growth stage of the business model, we will touch on the financial visuals shown in the later slides. For those financial visuals, I have only made the projections for one vehicle. So as we continue to grow our orders and take on more orders than one vehicle can handle, then we will proceed to the second phase of the growth stage, which is going to be acquiring more vehicles and getting more orders processed. The third stage of this company is going to be expansion. For the expansion model, I have not yet made a decision how we're going to franchise, but I'm definitely looking to the franchise option so that this company can achieve a global branding, such as an Instacart or a 2 man in a truck type of business with the transportation in. Our team is exclusively founded of the CEO and founder, which is myself, Kenneth Cotton. I came up with this idea due to my niche in the industry and due to the opportunity that South Alabama in the entrepreneurship program has presented to me. So my CPA.
That's probably a good place to stop right there. We're out of time.
It's all award derived.
So great job. And I think Dr. Sable was your coach, Dr. Sable.
Yeah, Ken. So there was a lot of detail and work put into that presentation, we can tell. So good job for putting so much work and effort into it. You know, the semester, you did a really good job of narrowing your focus as we progress through the semester. And I think that you've continued to narrow that focus by looking at your presentation today. I've enjoyed working with you. I think this is a great idea. I have been that person who showed up with the wrong car to pick up something at the store. So I could definitely see myself using this service, and I see a lot of other people using this service. I know that you told me you want to move forward with this, and I think you already have some applications rolling for your next steps after I-Corps.
That's correct.
Okay, great.
Yes, is that true, Ken?
That is true. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, so good job.
Well, great job. You're basing your business on what you know something about already, and that's always a good idea. And I think the sector calls it last mile delivery. That's the problem a lot of people are trying to solve. So we're at the part of the program, we're about to wrap it up. At this part of the graduation, I go through and announce the names of the graduates. And so normally, if this were live, you would come and I would hand you your certificate and we'd have a picture made with your coach or some other teaching team members, but I'm just going to announce the names quickly, and so you can see your name on the certificate as it appears. So Brianna Reed, Innovation Scholar, congratulations. Camilla Ship, congratulations. And Kaylin Reddick, Innovation Scholar. Aserahu Denis Agayi, congratulations, Denis. Juan Pablo Herrera, congratulations, Innovation Scholar. Luca Carrese, Innovation Scholar, congratulations. Oscar Helberg, congratulations, Innovation Scholar. Michael Johnson, also known as Dr. Michael Johnson, Innovation Scholar, congratulations. And Mohammed Nazim Udin, congratulations, and I'll be working with you guys next semester as well and some other stuff. I look forward to that. Cedric Nitz, congratulations, Cedric, Innovation Scholar. And Timo Schatzbettberger. Timo, congratulations. Hayden Constantine, Innovation Scholar, congratulations. Ryan O'Malley, congratulations, Ryan. Ethan Patrick Mercer, congratulations, Ethan. Innovation Scholar, Garrett De Araujo, congratulations. Haley Spencer, Innovation Scholar, congratulations. Laurentiu Pourbeau, congratulations. Cody Skelton, Innovation Scholar, congratulations, Cody. And Zachary Stewart, Innovation Scholar, congratulations. Kenneth Cotton, Innovation Scholar, congratulations, Ken. So it gives me great pleasure to announce these for the Universidad de San Francisco de Quito, Innovation Scholar Certificates to Andres Vicente Martinez Paucar and to Angel Sebastian Segovia Arroyo and to David Alejandro Pascal Vera and to Veronica Alejandra Zarzosa Salazar, Innovation Scholar. Congratulations. All right, I have a few closing comments and then we're done. I want to thank, first of all the teaching team members. I've thanked them already. I've introduced you to them, but this program wouldn't be possible without them. So students, please send them an email. Send an email to your coach, or if there's someone else who gave you critiques that you really appreciated, just shoot them an email. They're paid nothing to participate in this program. They're here only to help you, and they would appreciate it. And speaking of indispensable people, I've mentioned Paul Patterson before, who's the director of IT, who's made all of this work throughout the semester and done just a fabulous job of doing so. But let me also thank other key members of the team here, and that's Gerard Polecki, Adela Benchea, and Kaylee Shepard. They handle everything. Most of the time it's kind of behind the curtain, but many times it's on stage and in front of the curtain trying to make sure everything goes well. They did a fabulous job, so thank you so much for your time, staying late and making everything run smoothly. So a few final comments. You're going to be barraged with surveys, and it's just part of the process. You're going to see in the chat here, if you would copy that link. You may remember you took a survey at the beginning of the course, and Ms. Welburn would like you to take the follow-up survey now, and the link was just put in chat. And we will actually, when you finish her survey, as well as the one we will send you for I-Corps, we will send you your Innovation Scholar Certificate. Let me say that again. Once you complete these two surveys, we will send you your Innovation Scholar Certificate. So please do those. You may, if you're a South student, or maybe even the other students from Spring Hill, you might get a third survey. I apologize, from the USA system that's generated automatically. But if you would complete them all, we would very much appreciate it. We still have we've requested photographs of all of you. We like to keep photographs for the PR that we do. And we have photographs from most of you, but I believe Kaylee will share in chat or email you at some point for those of you who have not sent us a headshot that we can use. So let me check my messages here just to make sure I'm not leaving out any other critical information. Let's see. All right, perfect. The link is there. So I just want to congratulate you one last time. And to those who may be watching who are not part of this program, thanks for joining in with us. Please email us at icorps, that's ICORPS, at southalabama.edu, and we'll provide you full information about the program in the fall. And as I mentioned before, it's $2,500 that we're waiting to pay you and your team for travel and prototypes. And you can Google us, just I-Corps at the University of South Alabama, and find out more about the program. So again, thank you, congratulations. It was my honor and a pleasure to meet a lot of you, and I hope this program was helpful to you this semester and will continue to be helpful as you move along. So I see the link that has just been shared by Ms. Welburn with you, so please copy that and follow it for the survey. Great job, and thanks so much to everyone. Have a nice evening. Take care. Bye-bye.